Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Tim Legler and Greg Anthony. And our reporter on the sideline tonight, Allie LaForce. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. On the block, you'll see Kamara and Klingon. The wings for him, Sharp and Avdia. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. And for Utah, Markkanen and Kessler man the post positions. Then it's George, and it's Sensabaugh in at the two guard. Oh, there's hope in the smell of hardwood in the air, Tim, which means it's time to tip off a new NBA season.
Yeah, Kevin, the excitement is in the air because it counts starting tonight. We heard all the previews, new faces, new places. We're through the preseason. Now we finally get to see how it's going to play out.
So glad you've joined us. This is going to be a lot of fun.
It is great to be here, Kevin. Can't wait.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Sharp. Kessler with the rebound.
Well, he's certainly more than capable of hitting that shot, but somehow, even with no defense, he came away empty.
Here's Sensabaugh. No good from outside. Outside Holiday. Kamara with it. Klingon finds Holiday. Puts it up from 17. Hendricks pulls it in.
Well, he got the shot he loves, and the defense should honestly be relieved. He didn't punish them for being a little bit soft there in the mid-range.
Now, here's Markkanen. 16 feet away. Second chance shot. Here's Kessler. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish.
3 attempts from the field with nothing to show for it, but they should settle it soon.
Avdia gets the bucket.
Nice effort taking the early lead. Here we go.
Always good to see the ball go through the net early. You know there's not a lid on that thing.
Yep, that one goes in there.
Aggressive slash from the young guard. George fears no one when attacking the basket.
Pass to Sharp. With the drive. Avdia, the pass to Sharp. There's a screen by Kamara. From outside the arc. Rebounded by the Jazz. Jimmy wouldn't know it now. Kamara, a late second-round pick back in 2023.
Well, Kevin, he's proven himself now. His defense is what first stood out, but now his offense has taken a leap forward.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Now here is Holiday. There's the triple. Hendricks pulls it in.
That's a tough start for them offensively. Now just 1 for 5 from the field. They've got to find their groove.
Markkanen in the corner. Latrey. The steal. 3-on-3. Avdia on the wing. Sharp, the pass to Avdia. Holiday dishes to Avdia. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
That's just unlucky. You don't mind him taking that shot at all.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
I had a chance to catch up with Will Hardy. I asked Coach directly about his thoughts on facing Jrue Holiday. We have to keep an eye on him at all times, Coach admitted, saying defense is where he has me most worried. He can be so disruptive. We really have to keep the ball away from him. Sounds like they'll try to avoid Holiday altogether on the offensive end. Guys, back to you.
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you. Now George, following Jrue Holiday's three-point attempt. Here's Markkanen. Rebounded by Kamara. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. That puts them in the lead. Avdiya's got 5.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And now they are just going to keep riding that momentum with the hot hand.
Now here's Markkanen. No scoring in this one. Kessler with the bucket.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Pass to Sharp. George against Holiday. Now here's Sharp. Here's Kamara. He's guarded by Markkanen.
And how about Markkanen using his size and reach on defense? Great timing in terms of being able to get up and block shots.
Jazz have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Pass to Hendricks. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Klingen's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Free throw line jump shot. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got his 3rd assist on the night. Utah's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul. Outside, Markkanen. And the foul called on Toumani Camara. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
On the wing, Markkanen shoots over Camara.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
Here's Markkanen. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Personal foul.
And Markkanen is showing the aggressiveness you like to see in a guy with his skill set. Somebody who doesn't lack confidence when he shoots the ball.
At the line for 2, Lauri Markkanen.
That free throw missing. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
Good on the second free throw. I'm told now by our producer, do we have him, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Well, plenty of anticipation in Portland for this summer when the WNBA will return to the Rose City. The Fire will reclaim the name from Portland's initial 2-year WNBA run from 2000 to 2002. And this summer, with the momentum around the league, the hope is that flame will endure.
A new beginning. Okay, Shams, thank you for the report. Now, here's Sharp. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And taking a look here at some stats for Drew Holiday. How he performed last season. Last season chipped in 11 points per game. 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And he really anchors them defensively with that tenacious play on that side of the ball.
Yeah, it's all about great energy, and he brings that part to the game. His teammates feed off of that.
Now, here's Markkanen. Clock at 6. And George kicks to Markkanen. And it's off from three-point range.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Pass to Avdiya. Klingen, the screen for Avdiya. Now Klingen uses the glass to finish the layup. Klingen's got his second bucket of the game to go.
I tell you, not only does Klingen set sturdy screens, he knows how to make himself available for the pass.
Markkanen with it. Camara on him. It's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Portland. Lillard comes in for Drew Holiday. Three-pointer, Markkanen. Portland grabs the miss.
Yeah, this quarter has just been a struggle for him offensively.
To the paint, Avdia finds Klingon.
Well, the defense challenged him just enough to force that miss. They really collapsed when he got close to the rim.
From deep, George. Here's Kessler. Klingon with the block.
Intimidation at the defensive end. That's something Klingon can provide right away, while the rest of his game is a bit of a work in progress.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. You look at Kessler, a terrific rebounder, 5th overall.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Pass to Collier. Markkanen in the corner. The three. That doesn't fall, and still no basket for him after 8 attempts from the floor.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it. That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's Bailey in the corner for the three. Avdia with the rebound. Avdia's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Ace Bailey picks up the foul. That's his first foul for the Jazz. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Walker Kessler. Filipowski comes in for Markkanen, and Mikhailuk's subbed in for Keontae George. And then for the Trailblazers, Robert Williams is checked in for Donovan Klingon. Matisse Thybulle comes in for Avdia. And Scoot Henderson subbed in for Shaedon Sharpe. Another miss by Utah. Trailblazers leading by 4. Grant down low. Hasn't made one yet. And that one drops for him.
And getting points inside, important for Grant. Allows him to get a little bit of extra room on the perimeter when he needs it.
Pass to Bailey. Here's Collier. Here's Nurkic. Drops in the layup for 2.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Portland's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for the Jazz. And that one falls for Williams. Some early scuffles for the 3rd pick overall in 2023, but Tim Scoot Henderson coming on strong.
Well, he is slowly improving his efficiency. He has a long way to go, but with those physical tools and work ethic, I wouldn't bet against him.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
It looked like a let-up from the team in the lead.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Portland leading by 5. Pass to Thybulle. Now Lillard. Over Bailey. And we reach the end of the first quarter. It's the Trailblazers up by 5. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a moment. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
They've been active, they've been disruptive, but now the question is, can they maintain this level of intensity?
They've got Filipowski. He's out there with Bailey. Nurkic is out there with Collier. That's the group right now for Utah. Now, here's Thybulle. Still without a basket. And that one's good. Lillard.
A downright lethal three-point threat. Lillard is someone defenders must stay attached to if they want to have any impact.
Nice ball movement by Utah. A free ball. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Thibault, the pass to Grant. Henderson outside. Out to the right wing. Three-pointer, Lillard, and the Trailblazers, another three.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Filipowski finds Nurkic. Now Filipowski. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Grant the pass to Henderson. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Jazz trail by 8. Stolen by Grant. Lillard from outside. Rebound by Nurkic. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And it's Collier missing. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Portland. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Takes a step back. And it's Lillard missing.
And it's been a tough game for him with his shooting. Fortunately, the rest of the team has picked him up, and they have the lead.
That's good by Filipowski.
Great dish from Nurkic there. He really has a sixth sense for those reads.
And so Chauncey Billups decides to call timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. He's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Avdia comes in for Matisse Thybulle. And it's Drew Holiday in for Henderson. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. To the left side wing. Outside, Avdia. Lets it go with a 3. Here's Williams. And it's Williams finishing it off.
Yeah, hard trying to keep Williams off the boards. He makes it a mission to keep possessions alive.
And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild, but they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now that ended last year when they really bottomed out.
And Utah has possession after Avdia made the last three-pointer. Nurkic in the post, working on Williams. Williams with the defensive effort. And here are the Trailblazers. They're on an 11-2 run. Down low, here's Kamare. Markkanen pulls it in. Jazz trail by 11. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play.
And at this point, the defense is daring him to shoot.
Holiday against Nurkic. Three-pointer, Lillard. Utah with the rebound.
You have to defend the three-point line. They got lucky he missed that one.
Pass to Nurkic. Now Markkanen. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Hendricks. Nothing on the board. And he makes that one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now Avdia unloads from 13. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Takes it out to Markkanen. And now Avdia pushing it up, and no one back to stop him.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
And they are showing you why it's so important to get up the floor before the defense can set themselves.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. A different look for Utah. Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. And Bailey's subbed in for Collier. And Portland with a change here, too. Klingen's checked in. On the wing, Markkanen. Knocked away. Holiday with it. Bailey picks him up. And now Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Hey guys, all defensive guard Drew Holiday talked about guarding some of the younger players coming into the league, and he said the game has changed significantly. They morphed with it. They're quick, athletic, and they all play the game a lot differently than when I came into the league. Back to you.
It is a new day. Allie, we thank you very much.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Portland.
I mean, they've come out aggressive defensively, getting into them and coming up with some cookies along the way.
And they're also focusing on their break, looking for any chance they can to push the pace and get out in transition.
And now here's Markkanen, the fast break chance. That one goes. Count it.
And, you know, maybe Markkanen isn't the strongest or most athletic big man, but he does move well and can score even with a defender all over.
Up top, Klingen. He's covered by Kessler. Outside, Avdia. To the inside, Kamara. And slam dunk by Kamara.
Yeah, he gives up a few inches to most of his matchups, but his ability to rise above always gives him a chance.
Here's Sensabaugh. He has yet to score. Markkanen from outside. The rebound by Sharp.
Oh, you have a feeling this would be a completely different game if it wasn't for his brutal shooting performance.
Inside, here's Klingen. And it's Klingen with the jam.
You can't teach size, right? Klingen is already one of the bigger guys in this league, and you can see him adding another 10 or 15 pounds of muscle.
Tim, walk me down the Donovan Klingen pick at number 7 in the 2024 draft. What do you think the thinking was there?
Well, Kevin, I just think people viewed him as a winner, a two-time collegiate champion, and then most importantly, that rare young big man that wants to play center and anchor the paint.
I like how confident and aggressive Bailey is. He takes initiative whenever he sees an opportunity.
Back to Holiday. Launches a three. Rebound, Utah. Kessler's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Markkanen, and Utah again with the bucket.
Look, you got to keep Markkanen out of the paint. He's just too big on that block and imposes his will.
Pass to Avdia. Back to Holiday. Scores after the quick crossover. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guy. George is checked in for Bailey. With a break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second chance points last year. The Trailblazers in second.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. Here's Sensabaugh. Scoreless thus far. Markkanen can't get it to go.
Well, I love the confidence. Keep shooting it. Eventually, he's got to start making some, right?
Sharp, the pass to Avdia.
Remaining in the first half, 2 minutes.
Klingen, the screen for Avdia. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Releases. The rebound by the Jazz. Markkanen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. 3-pointer. Shot's good by Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside, Avdia. Back to Holiday. Nailed from three-point land.
Even though they give up that triple on one end, Holiday with the quick answer.
Here's Sensabaugh. Hendricks passes to Kessler. Klingen with the block.
of this world. Sharp is so quick into the air, and then he just hangs forever, able to do things most others can't.
And a good-looking view of that throwdown from the AT&T Connected Cam. Here's George. The Blazers getting the bucket. Markkanen inside the line. Avdia with the rebound. Avdia's got 6 rebounds in the game. There's the pick to the middle. Here's Clingan. And it's Clingan with the jam.
And that's why you want Holiday in the pick and roll. He makes great decisions with the basketball.
To end the run. That's good by Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Jams. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Here's Clingan. The rebound by the Jams.
That's great shot selection, just poor execution. If you're going to take those mid-range shots, you've got to knock them down.
Here's Hendricks, defended by Avdia. Goes up the baseline. The shot, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The knee out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
And so it's Portland, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Thank you for joining us. Getting right to the story. Things are going well for the Portland Trail Blazers. Well, before we move on to the next part of the show, hey, Jet, you get enough sleep last night?
Why are you asking? I'm a little tired, but, I'm a busy man, Ernie. I got a lot going on.
And turning our attention to the first half of our game tonight, bit of a rocky start for the Jazz.
Well, let's be honest. They haven't taken this game seriously, and the score just reflects it.
Yeah, shooting below 30% from 3.
30?
The joke. Yeah, that's what I said. The joke is definitely on them thus far.
Jeez.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. What a game we're seeing from Deni Avdia.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Well, and I expect they're going to continue to lean on him as we continue in this game. Why not? The way he's playing right now offensively.
And the Jazz with possession here. 9-point game. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. The wings for him, Sharp and Avdia. On the block, you'll see Kamara and Clingan. And it's Holiday in at the 1. Here's Sensabaugh. Defended by Sharp. Tim, I can hear it in my head right now. You've called Steph Curry must-see TV. Does anyone from this next generation maybe approach that description for you?
Well, Kevin, certainly Victor Wembanyama would be at the top of that list. You're talking about a one-off when you combine that size with that particular skill set. And then Anthony Edwards would be another guy because of the explosiveness and excitement that he brings every single night.
It'll be exciting to see this next generation and see if they do impact it like the ones before them, for sure.
They started out this half ice cold, 0 for their first 3.
Holiday, the pass to Sharp. Holiday against George for 3. And the basket by Kamara. Kamara's got the lead up to 14 now for the Trailblazers. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. Pass to Sensabaugh. Wants to get it to Kessler and does. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Kessler's got 8 points.
Works that one inside nicely.
Trailblazers leading by 12. Now Klingon, right wing. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Holiday with the 3. Rebound, Utah. Hendricks has got 6 rebounds in the game. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
And you got to like the vision for marking it. I mean, a big man who knows how to find the open man.
Outside, Avdia. Back to Holiday. Outside, Avdia. Shot clock at 6. It's up a 3. Rebound, Utah. And, Jim, it came out this past summer that the Trailblazers were for sale.
And with the entirety of the proceeds of that sale going to charitable causes, and with franchise values skyrocketing league-wide, a lot of good is going to come from this transfer.
And so here's Portland. After the basket by Utah. Fades away. The shot by Holiday, no good. Jazz trail by 7. And the foul called on Toumani Camara. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
First team foul.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Here's Hendricks. Off target with his 3. Trailblazers leading by 7. Here's Avdia. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. Defended by Sharp. From deep, George gets the 3-pointer to fall. George has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
George against Holiday. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, when a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Well, oftentimes illegal screens fall into a gray area, but that time he got called for it.
Here's Sensabaugh. 11 points in the game. Back to George. Pass to Hendricks. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And now just a 2-point Trailblazer lead. And so Chauncey Billups decides to call timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Deni Avdia. A very nice season for him last year. Put up about 17 points a game, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. And very few players in the league can go out and produce like he has. Just a great stretch for him.
Well, he is consistently stringing great performances together, and when he gets cooking, just keep giving him the ball.
Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And here are the Jazz now. A nice run going 12 in a row. To the wing right side for the lead. Sensabaugh, no good. The Trailblazers with the lead. Here's Sharp. Markkanen with the block. George against Holiday. Intercepted. Pass to Kamare. Here's Klingon. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for Portland.
I like their defense today, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
Kyle Filipowski's checked in for Utah. Grant, he's checked in for Portland. Here's Holiday. The 17-footer goes down. Holiday's got his third bucket of the night.
And I love Holiday's shot selection. Fantastic at realizing when he should shoot off the catch.
Here's Kessler. And Klingon pulls it down. Klingon's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin. Every team in the league is looking for a long, athletic wing defender, and the Portland Trail Blazers have been especially keen on stockpiling them. As they look to acquire their future franchise players, they want a ready-made roster full of versatile 3-and-D role players to surround them. Kevin, back to you.
A good strategy. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. Here's Grant. Hendricks pulls it in. Hendricks has got 8 rebounds in this game. You know, Tim, with the length and agility that Jeremy Grant possesses, he can be a tricky matchup.
Yeah, his shooting percentages have tailed off a bit of late, but for a former second-round pick, he's having a tremendous career.
Here's Sharp after the basket by Utah. Here's Kamare. Good on the triple. Kamare's got 8 points.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. You look at Kessler, second in the NBA, a great defender. And, of course, Donovan Klingon. He can also get after it. Such a great shot blocker.
And when either of those guys are on the floor, that low-post defense is immediately something their teammates don't have to worry about. That's a very comforting feeling. Name a type of shot. Keontae George can hit it. More than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
And the first one drops. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. Hey, Tim, what are some of the keys to sticking around for role players fighting to remain at the NBA level?
Well, if you are a role player in this league, you need to understand you need to work at everything, but be exceptional at something. And I think that's the key. Growing up, all of these guys were stars. Now you've got to fit in and understand on a given night what your role is.
And your sensational aspect was your three-point shooting.
You've got to do it better than anybody else, Kevin. It's got to be at an elite level because there are guys out there waiting to take your job.
And you were elite. And the Jazz making a change here. Nurkic just checked in, and the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Williams has checked in. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from George. Pass to Kamare. Sharp on the wing. Grant for 3. And the rebound by Nurkic. Jazz have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Bucket is good. Now just a 2-point Trailblazer lead. And so here's Portland. Grant outside. Here's Kamare. A three-pointer, no good. Utah has gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. After Filipowski. Here's Hendricks. Sinks the three-pointer. Hendricks has got 7 points in the game. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Here's Kamare. He's got 8. Here's Hendricks. Lays it up and banks it in. And now it's a 3-point Utah lead.
And since the break, they've lost some of their edge defensively, really lacking intensity.
Master Grant. They need this. Utah with the rebound.
No doubt the quarter just not going his way. Still scoreless.
Here's Sensabaugh. Over Sharp. Sensabaugh no good. 1:11 left to play in the third. Portland again missing.
Well, unfortunately, his poor shooting is not helping their case here.
The shot's good. Sensabaugh's got the lead up to 5 now for the Jazz. And for the Trailblazers, their shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. At the top of the key, Williams. Pass to Sharp. Here's Kamara. Misses the three.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Hits. Got that one from Nurkic.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
To the paint. Pass to Williams. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Outside Holiday. The kick out to Williams. 4 on the clock. From past the arc. Rebounded by the Jazz. Nurkic has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
And so it's Utah heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And we'll be back with you shortly. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, I like the fact he didn't telegraph it. That's poetry in motion right there.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Collier the point with Bailey on the wing. Filipowski's out there with Nurkic, and it's Markkanen in at the small forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Henderson, no one around him, and a miss there on the triple.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
And they've got a lot of momentum right now, trying to close this thing out.
Henderson passes to Williams. From deep. And with that, the Jazz lead is cut down to just 6 points and the bucket from Henderson.
A part of Henderson's game that's improving. Nice to see him build some confidence from behind the line.
Fires for 3. Avdia with the rebound.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Pass to Lillard. Shoots the 3. And it's Utah with the rebound.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
And he doesn't have to do it alone. He's got 4 teammates on the floor.
And here's Henderson. Lillard, right side, good on the bucket.
How about Lillard? He hits the defense with a sweet move and then makes sure to finish the play.
Out to the right wing. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Denny Avdia picks one up. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Utah Jazz.
I like this throwback approach they're taking, looking to score high percentage shots in the paint. And so far, it's working.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Jusuf Nurkic. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Klingon, he's checked in for Robert Williams.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
Those are the type of turnovers that kill you. Just an unforced error.
Jazz leading by 6. Pass to Filipowski. To the right side. Here's Kessler. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Klingen's got 11 rebounds in the game. Stripped it away. Here's Markkanen. And he uses the glass on the layup. Markkanen's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
And we've got a timeout called by Chauncey Billups. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
During that break, Coach Chauncey Billups had some advice for the team. He lit into them over their transition defense. He said, quote, "Enough is enough. Get back on D. We have to slow them down. The discrepancy in fast break points is eating at him. We'll see how they respond."
Thank you, Allie. Klingen's shot is off. And so Markkanen will bring it up for Utah. They're leading by 8, and that one drops.
Not everything fell for them in that first half, and now it looks like they're beginning to hit their stride.
Outside, Avdia. Klingen the screen for Avdia. Back to Lillard. They swipe it. And now Utah, fast break. Markkanen, good. And it's a 12-point Jazz lead.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
It's a great game plan, and it's great execution. They've really been in the zone.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And the shot goes in.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Lillard with it. Trying to end the drought, and the bank shot is good.
What concentration by Lillard, absorbing the contact well and just powering through it.
On the wing, Markkanen. Here's Kessler. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
When you're trying to claw your way back into a game, you cannot allow second chance opportunities.
Well, it's nearly impossible to chip away at a lead if you're giving up offensive rebounds.
Down low, Klingen, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's the Jazz with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this one. Just too many good looks from in close.
And we were talking about, Tim, the front office. The Blazers very pleased with their internal development.
Well, the pieces fit. They're not just young players looking to score, but you have guys who are willing to defend and make hustle plays. That's how you build a winning culture. So far, he hasn't done a lot of damage from 3. Only had that one in the first half.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home right there. Trailblazers trail by 16 to the inside. Here's Avdia. And finished off by Avdia.
Got the ball right inside. Such a well-timed pass.
On the wing, Markkanen. Back to George. From the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. George has got 10 points in just the second half.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Avdia on the wing. Pass to Sharp. Shoots over Collier. And again, it's Portland converted.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
And, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
Inside, Holiday finds Kamara. Basket good.
Beautiful look right there. Led his man perfectly.
Utah leading by 13. Outside, George. Here's Hendricks. That ball, nice speed that time from George. George has got his 3rd assist on the night. Pass to Klingon. Over to the wing. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Hendricks. Markkanen in the corner. Now Kessler. Good, nice job down low. And the Jazz lead by 18.
It's certainly been a good night for him, and it is showing on the scoreboard.
Here's Holiday. Now Avdia. Another chance here. And the way in, and he gets it done.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. And now we'll take a moment for our presentation of our player of the game, Lauri Markkanen.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
He's had the fans behind him tonight, and that's really been a key for him. Once he got going, they sensed it could be a special night every time he touched the ball. And so George will bring it up for Utah. The long shot, no good. Trailblazers trail by 16. Avdia! No good there. Utah's got a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the 4th. Here's Hendricks, defended by Avdia.
What a great look, but an even better contest. That's how you shut down the painted area.
Now Holiday. Now Klingon. Klingon, the screen for Sharp. Holiday. And get the 3.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Now George lets loose a 3. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
And this is where you really want to be mindful. No turnovers, no sloppy play. I love the shot selection from him right now. He's not settling, and that's why he's shooting at a very high rate.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Utah.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Lauri Markkanen.
Well, it's a great night for him, and his impact goes beyond the box score. The relentless energy he plays with fuels his team.
Klingon with it, working on Kessler. And it's sent back by Kessler. 40 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Up top, Markkanen, defended by Avdia.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
What a great performance. They have given the fans their money's worth.
Klingon, the screen for Holiday. Misses the 3. Now, here is George. Utah easily grabbing the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Lauri Markkanen.